I stood outside the cathedral with a man I'd married 3 weeks ago, my hand trembling inside his as the bells chimed. My ex-fiancée was inside, waiting to marry the woman he'd cheated with. And I'd come to watch, wearing couture and a wedding ring that cost more than his house. The invitation had arrived on textured cardstock, my name written in elegant script that felt like a slap. Camila Torres. Not Camila and guest. Just me. Alone. As if Derek wanted to make absolutely certain I understood, he'd moved on, upgraded, found someone better. The wedding was in 4 weeks. I sat in my studio apartment, the invitation heavy in my hands, and felt the familiar ache of not being enough. Derek had left me 6 months ago, 2 weeks before our own wedding, saying he needed someone more ambitious, more polished. He'd started dating Vanessa, a corporate attorney with a trust fund, within days. The humiliation had been suffocating. Now this. An invitation to witness my replacement. I should have thrown it away. Instead, I did something reckless. I posted on a forum I'd seen once, late at night during my darkest scrolling, "Need fake husband for ex's wedding. Will pay." The response came in 11 minutes. "I'll do it. But I don't need your money. I need a wife for 6 months, business purposes. We can help each other. Meet me tomorrow. Julian Ashford." I Googled him at 2 a.m., my heart pounding. Julian Ashford. Tech billionaire. 36. Famously private. Recently embroiled in tabloid rumors about his commitment issues that were apparently affecting a major merger. Investors wanted stability, a family man. We were both using each other. It felt honest, in a twisted way. 3,000 miles away, Julian sat in his penthouse office, staring at the same forum post. He'd been searching for weeks, attorneys, agencies, even a discreet arrangement consultant. Everyone wanted something, money, exposure, a piece of his empire. This woman's post was different. Desperate, yes, but also temporary. Specific. Just one event. Then I'll disappear. He didn't want someone who'd cling. He needed someone who'd leave. Julian had learned early that people stayed for what you could give them, not who you were. His ex-wife had proven that spectacularly, leaving the moment his first startup failed, before the billions came. He'd rebuilt everything, except his ability to trust that someone might stay when things got hard. A 6-month arrangement. Clean. Transactional. Then freedom. He typed the message and hit send before he could overthink it. We met at a cafe in Manhattan, neutral territory. I wore my best dress, the one I'd been saving for job interviews I kept failing. Julian arrived in a gray suit that probably cost more than my yearly rent, but his eyes were tired, guarded. "You want to make your ex regret leaving you," he said. "Not a question." "Yes." I didn't see the point in lying. "And you'll play the role?" Loving wife, public appearances, family dinners. 6 months, then a quiet divorce. "I can do that." He slid a prenup across the table. "You get nothing financially except what's outlined here, housing, wardrobe, a settlement when it ends. But you get your revenge. I get my merger." I signed it. We married at City Hall 2 days later, the clerk board, the vows hollow. The cathedral was everything Derek had promised me our wedding would be. Soaring ceilings, white roses everywhere, string quartet playing softly. Except this wasn't for me. This was for Vanessa. Jude's hand tightened around mine as we walked down the aisle. Eyes turned. Whispers erupted like wildfire. I'd been invisible for so long, the girl Derek discarded. And now I was walking in with a man who commanded every room he entered. We slid into a pew near the back. I could see Derek at the altar, his face turning slowly, scanning the crowd. When his eyes landed on me, then Jude, his expression crumbled for just a second before he caught himself. Good. I wanted him to feel it. But then Jude leaned close, his breath warm against my ear. "You're shaking." "I'm fine." "Camila." My name sounded different in his voice. Softer. "You don't have to prove anything to him. That's literally why we're here." "No. That's why you think we're here." His thumb brushed across my knuckles, a gesture so gentle it caught me off guard. But you've already won. Look at you. I didn't understand what he meant. I'd orchestrated this whole thing, the billionaire husband, the designer dress, the entrance designed to wound. How was that winning? The ceremony began. I watched Derek marry Vanessa, watched him smile at her the way he used to smile at me, and I waited for the satisfaction to come. The vindication. It didn't. Instead, I felt hollow. Empty. Like I dressed up my pain in expensive clothes, but it was still there, underneath, bleeding. Jude must have sensed it. His hand never left mine. At the reception, Derek found us at the bar. Of course he did. Camila. Wow. You look different. His eyes flicked to Jude, measuring, calculating. And you brought someone. Derek, this is my husband, Jude. The word felt strange. Real and fake at once. Derek's smile faltered. Husband? You got married. 3 weeks ago, Jude said smoothly, his arm sliding around my waist. The touch was possessive, but not aggressive. Protective. Small ceremony. We wanted to keep it private. 3 weeks. Derek laughed, sharp and bitter. That's fast. Even for you, Camila. Careful, Jude said, his voice dropping to something dangerous. That's my wife you're speaking to. The air shifted. Derek stepped back, suddenly remembering who he was talking to. Jude Ashford wasn't just rich, he was powerful. Untouchable. I just meant, congratulations. Derek's face reddened. I hope you're happy. He walked away, shoulders tight, and I realized something startling. I didn't care. Not about his embarrassment or his jealousy or whether he regretted leaving me. I cared that Jude had defended me, that his arm around my waist felt like safety, not strategy. Thank you, I whispered. For what? For not letting him talk to me like that. Jude looked at me then, really looked at me, and something shifted in his expression. No one should talk to you like that. Arrangement or not. We danced because that's what newlyweds did. Jude's hand on my lower back, my palm against his chest, swaying to music that felt too romantic for what we were. You're a good actor, I said, trying to keep it light. So are you. But we both knew we weren't acting anymore. Not completely. Can I ask you something? I said. Why did you really agree to this? You could have hired anyone. An actress. A professional. Jude was quiet for a long moment, his jaw tight. Because you wanted something real from it. Even if the marriage was fake, your reason was honest. You wanted to feel powerful again. He paused. I understood that. And you? What did you want to feel? His eyes met mine, and I saw it, the same exhaustion, the same armor I wore. Like maybe I could trust someone not to destroy me. The song ended. We stood there, still holding each other, while couples moved around us. His thumb traced small circles on my back, and I wondered if he realized he was doing it. Jude. Camila, darling. A voice cut through the moment. Vanessa. She glided over, champagne in hand, her smile vicious. I just had to come say hello. Derek told me you two are newlyweds. How spontaneous. Love doesn't follow a schedule, Jude said coolly. Clearly. Her eyes raked over me. Though I'm surprised. Derek always said you were so traditional, Camila. Wanted the big wedding, the planning, the perfect day. She leaned in conspiratorially. I guess when the right man comes along, you change, don't you? We left early. Jude didn't ask. He just took my hand and led me out, past the pitying looks and whispered gossip, into the cool night air. His driver was waiting. We slid into the back seat of the town car, and I finally let myself exhale. I'm sorry, I said. For what? For dragging you into my mess. For using you to. Camila. He turned to face me fully. I used you too. Remember? Yeah, but at least your reason made sense. Business. A merger. Mine was just petty revenge. Was it? Jude's voice was soft. Or was it about wanting someone to see you, to choose you? The words cracked something open inside me. I felt tears burning, hot and unwelcome. He made me feel worthless, I whispered. Like I wasn't enough. And I thought if I showed up with you, with someone successful and wealthy and impressive, he'd realize he made a mistake. But he didn't. He doesn't care. And now I just feel stupid. Jude reached for me then, pulling me against his chest. I didn't resist. I let myself break, let the tears come, while he held me like I was something precious. You're not stupid, he murmured into my hair. You're human. And for the record, he did make a mistake. The biggest one of his life. You don't know me well enough to say that. Then let me. I pulled back, searching his face. What? Let me know you. Not the version you think you need to be. The real you. His thumb brushed away a tear. These past 3 weeks, living with you, seeing you when you don't think anyone's watching, you're brilliant, Camila. You're kind and funny, and you sing off-key in the shower, and you leave post-it notes with reminders everywhere because you're afraid you'll forget things. I laughed through my tears. You noticed that? I notice everything about you. The car pulled up to his penthouse, our penthouse, technically, for the next 6 months. But it had never felt like ours until now. Inside, Jude poured us both wine. We sat on the balcony overlooking the city, and for the first time since we'd met, we talked. Really talked. My ex-wife left me when I had nothing, he said quietly. We were 24. My startup had just failed spectacularly. I was broke, sleeping on a friend's couch, convinced I'd never amount to anything. She said she couldn't waste her youth on uncertainty. 2 years later, my next company went public. She called me, said she'd made a mistake. What did you say? I said it wasn't a mistake. It was a choice. And choices have consequences. He swirled his wine. I built everything after that. The companies, the money, the reputation. But I never let anyone close again. Because I learned that people love what you have, not who you are. That's not true. Isn't it? You married me for revenge. I married you for a merger. We're using each other. Maybe we started that way, I said carefully. But tonight, when you defended me, when you held me while I cried, that wasn't part of the arrangement. Jude turned to me, his expression raw. No, it wasn't. So what do we do now? He set down his wine glass and took my hands. We have 6 months. What if we tried? Actually tried. No more armor. No more performing. Just 2 people who are tired of being alone. What if it doesn't work? Then at least we'll know we were brave enough to try. I thought about Derek, about how I'd spent months believing his rejection defined my worth. But sitting here with Jude, I realized something. Derek leaving me wasn't the end of my story. It was just the prologue. Okay, I whispered. Let's try. Jude smiled, a real smile, not the practiced one he showed investors and cameras. He leaned forward, his forehead touching mine. Camila Torres Ashford, he murmured. My unexpected gift. We're still legally married, I pointed out. You can't get rid of me that easily. I don't want to get rid of you. Not anymore. He kissed me then, soft and tentative, and it tasted like new beginnings. Like 2 broken people deciding to be whole together. 6 months later, there was no divorce. Instead, there was a real wedding, small, intimate, just us and the people who actually mattered. No performance. No revenge. Just love. Jude still left me post-it notes now, little reminders that said things like "You're enough" and "I choose you." I sang off-key in the shower, and he joined in, equally terrible. Derek sent a congratulations card when he saw the announcement. I threw it away without reading it. Because I'd finally learned what Jude tried to tell me that night at the cathedral. Winning wasn't about making someone regret losing you. It was about finding someone who made you grateful for the loss. Have you ever discovered that a painful ending was actually a beautiful beginning in disguise? Share your story. I'd love to hear it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories.